Okay, so now we're going to implement our contains method for our list. This method returns true if the list contains the specified element. More formally, it returns true if and only if this list contains at least one element E such that this is true. So it returns a Boolean and it takes in an object O. Okay, so that looks like pretty simple method to implement. So let's go back and find our contains method here. Okay, so we're going to want to check over every single object or every single element in the list. An easy way to do that, since we have our iterator now, is to just use a for each loop. And so we can say e element for each element in this. This is the calling object of contains, which we know implements iterator since it's the calling object. Okay, so now let's just call this E to stay consistent with the documentation. And so now we're going to say if this is true, if that, then we know that it does contain it, so we can return true. And if we get through the whole list and we never find it, then we just return false. So that seems like all we have to do for our contains method. Let's go ahead and test it out. So right now we have a linked list with these 1, 2, 3, 4 strings in it. Let's try list.contains1, and we get a true back. Let's try list contains 2 just to make sure. I'll try the 4 at the end just to make sure it's getting all the way to the end. I'm checking it. Yep, we're still getting true. Let's try out something that's not in the list, like 5. Oh, we got a false there. Let's try something weird like null. And we also got a false. So it looks like our contains method is working correctly.